Hello, my name is Tim Myers, and today you're watching Unstable Emotional Man. Today we're going to be talking about how to handle pressure. You know, in life there is a lot of peer pressure. There's a lot of pressure or meeting an expectation in jobs or meeting an expectation of being the priest of your household, being a man of God, being a father, being a husband. There's a lot of pressure on us men. And however our mindset is, right? However our mindset is how we're going to react to that pressure. How are we responding to that type of pressure? Are we responding from what happened, the child traumas that happened in the past? Or are we responding as a man of integrity? Or are we responding immaturely? You understand what I'm saying? Because only reason why I can say that is because I know my journey and my growth as a man. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't have a 24/7 father figure there to really show me how to handle pressure. You understand what I'm saying? So when things happened in my life, it was like I had to figure it out, and then later on in life, in my 30s, God had sent, men of God to show me how to handle certain pressures, show me how to handle certain situations and how to go about certain situations. But majority of it was just through trial and error. You understand what I'm saying? So how do we handle? First of all, we have to be mindful of what we're speaking out of our mouth, right? We have to be mindful of our actions because people are watching, right? They're watching. Not only people outside are watching, but your wife and your children are watching you to see how you handle pressures. And you don't want to handle pressures foolishly because then you'll pass that down to your sons. You'll pass that down to your daughters. So when we're talking about handling pressures, we must look at the values that we set in our household. You understand what I'm saying? What do you mean by this? Okay, let me explain. So in my house, we say we don't go to bed angry. In my house, we say we quickly apologize, no matter how we're feeling. And if we're angry, we'll say, okay, give me 5 minutes, let me cool down and come to you when my head is level so I can have a decent conversation with you. How do we handle pressures? These are just some of the ways that in my household, this is how we handle pressure. You understand what I'm saying? Like I know if I feel like pressures of life, I don't get worried or I don't get upset. I go to the source. I go to Jesus Christ, and I talk to Him and make supplications to Him and pray to Him to make sure that I'm thoroughly going through the situation, not by myself, but through His wisdom, through His understanding, so I can go in it level-headed. That I'm not leaning to my own understanding. Because I know that I can answer certain situations according to how I feel. And that's never good. Because if I'm letting my feelings lead me, then I can make a wonderful mess of everything. So I have to use wisdom when I'm communicating. I have to use wisdom when I feel a certain weight or a certain pressure in my life. I have to handle it with wisdom. I have to handle it with understanding. I can't just go off and fly off the handle, because flying off the handle never solves anything. So how well do we handle pressure? Right? They say pressure busts pipes. But if you have a growing mindset, if you have a mindset that I will not let this break me, I will not let this situation deter me from reaching my goals or deter me from doing what I'm supposed to do in this life, I am going to go to the source and help and have him help me with this situation and have him guide me and lead me into all truths. This is how we handle pressure, by going to the source. Because we're always going to handle pressures of life in a humanistic way if we don't go to the source first. So we must go to the source in order to handle the pressures of life. Because guess what? Life will never stop lifing. There's always something. But we cannot let the pressures of life, the things that happen in life, weigh us down, consume or consume or to consume us. We can't allow the pressures of life to shrink us. We can't allow the pressures of life to beat up on us. Because what'll end up happening is you'll end up either in somebody's hospital, right? You will end up being miserable. You'll end up being tormented in the mind. You'll end up having hope deferred. You'll end up having a hardened heart. So you cannot let the pressures of life dictate to you how to live your life. Seek the source. And this way, you can handle the pressures of life. You can respond and speak to the pressures of life in the correct way when you get to the source. Understand, the issues of life comes from the heart. So we, in order to handle the pressures of life, we must change our perception and be able to correctly hear things, right? Go to the source to get your perception right, to get your sight right, to get your ears right so that you can hear right, so that you can handle situations in a mature way, that you can handle situations in a productive way. So that way you can still have good morals. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I have for today. My name is Tim Myers. Peace.